Now, let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, you should see my screen now with my face and your face. So let's suppose that in order to continue from this morning, that you downloaded and installed VirtualBox. First of all, I am working on my PC now. It's not a Windows PC. And therefore, I mean, what you see on the screen will be a bit different with respect to what you will see on your screen if you are trying. So just keep in mind that there is this small difference. Remember that the purpose is to install a virtual machine in order to run Linux on your PC. If you can't follow me right now because maybe that you still didn't install VirtualBox, try in any case to attend what I'm doing, to understand. And I recommend you, in any case, to make an effort to try to install it, okay? So I already have installed VirtualBox on my machine. Let me start it, okay? And 1 second, because I need to minimize this window. So I have to start applications, and I find it under system, and that's it, VirtualBox. Okay, and in your case, it should be found under programs somewhere. If you look in Windows, you make a search for VirtualBox, you should find it. And if you double click on it, you should see something similar to what is on my screen. You have installed it? Yeah, let me check what you see. Very good. Let me see. That's fine. Okay. And on Windows, I saw that there is the option to choose between basic mode and expert mode. Select basic mode, it's fine. And now let's click on new. Okay, you find an icon with new, correct? Do you have a button? New virtual machine, yes.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Now
But
give it a name, like something like Linux Try.
But the name is different with your software, I think. Here is VM name, but in your is only name.
Yeah, but just put a name there. It doesn't matter. Of course, as I said, there are some differences. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then forget about folder. Okay, and because you will find a proposal for the directory where the virtual machine is to be allocated. And then you see here, there is ISO image. ISO means it's the package that contains the operating system that you want to install, which is usually the package is compressed into a file with extension ISO. It's like the file of music in order to burn a CD of music. So basically, you have to select the file where is located the package of the operating system you want to install. And of course, you don't have it now, okay? And therefore, we have to download it because Linux is free, so let's download it. In order to download, let's open a Google folder, a Google search, and let's look for the operating system. At this stage, I need to make a premise or two premises. First of all, virtual machines. What are the advantages and disadvantages of virtual machine? There is a big advantage. The big advantage is that the virtual machine is something that can be removed, refreshed. I mean, it is not like a physical machine where if you make a mistake, you can't start the computer anymore. If in your Windows computer you delete by mistake some of the files of the operating system, then it may crash and you cannot start it again. You have to reinstall from scratch the whole operating system. A virtual machine, I mean, if you make some mistake, you just remove it and reinstall it. And also, as you will see, the virtual machine can be snapshotted. What does this mean? It means that at a certain point, if you're happy with the configuration, you make a snapshot, which is a kind of a copy. And then if you make a mistake later on, you can restore the snapshot. So the virtual machine is used, for instance, by programmers in order to test new programs, because they make experiments. If the machine gets, for instance, bombarded by virus, no problem. The viruses don't propagate from the virtual machine to your host machine. And if you make a mistake that destroys like the hard disk, no problem. You remove the virtual machine and install another one. So this is a big advantage. What is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is that, of course, the virtual machine is like a child of your machine, and therefore uses less resources, less computational resources, because part of the computational resources must be kept by the host machine. And therefore, in general, it's less efficient. So supercomputers don't run on virtual machines because they need to use all the computational resources. But still, you understand that, for instance, in our case, it's very useful because we have to learn Linux. Maybe that we make some mistakes and we destroy the machine, the operating system, no problem. We take a snapshot when we are happy, and if we make a mistake later on, we restore the snapshot. So it is a big advantage. Okay. Now, second premise: what kind of operating system? We said we wanted to learn Linux, so it's the operating system may be Linux. No, maybe it is Linux. Okay. On the other hand, there are many Linux distributions. What does this mean? That there are many variants, same operating system, with tiny differences. And in terms of, for instance, appearance, look, in terms of efficiency, there are tiny differences. There are some distributions of Linux that tend to be more user-friendly, but in doing so, they use more computational resources. And therefore, they become slower. So given that we want to run it on a virtual machine, it's better if we try to choose less demanding distribution. As I said, there are many of them, okay? The most used one is probably Ubuntu, but Ubuntu itself, so if I look for Ubuntu in Wikipedia, this is in Italian, sorry. But let's go directly on the website of Ubuntu. Accept, okay. And you see, this is the website, and Ubuntu is a distribution that is much used, but Ubuntu itself has several variants. And therefore, what to choose? The traditional Ubuntu, the one that is most used, is very nice, very good looking, good performances. It's a bit demanding in terms of resources. So my suggestion, try to use something a bit lighter. And so let's try to get a distribution that is less demanding. What is my suggestion? There are some distribution you can look over Google. Okay, and less demanding Ubuntu distributions. Or let's say we can write lighter. And you see, okay, lighter Ubuntu-based distribution include Lubuntu and Xubuntu. I use Xubuntu, so let's try with Xubuntu, just because I am more experienced and I am more fluent in explaining it, okay? But you can try other distributions. I mean, the virtual machine, you can remove it and delete it and try another one if you are happy, okay? And so let me look for Xubuntu, because we have to download this ISO file, Xubuntu, download. You see here the link to the download. Let's click on download. Very good. So first of all, you have to choose the correct version, 64-bit or 32 bits. Usually we have we all have 64, and indeed I don't see anymore the option 32. But here you see two options: Xubuntu for 64-bit, Xubuntu minimal. Okay, let's take the good one. Okay, minimal is even less demanding, so you may also try it. You don't lose anything. Remember that once that you installed Linux, you can always update it. So if we now choose minimal and want to upgrade it to the full distribution of Xubuntu, we can do that. It's no problem. Okay, but I mean, it is already a light distribution. Let's take the full one. Okay. Now I clicked there, and you see that a file was downloaded. It's a torrent link. What is a torrent link? When you download huge files, because this is 4 gigas, okay, huge files, you may get a direct download from a mirror or a torrent download. What is a torrent download? The torrent establishes connection with several servers and makes a parallel downloading, is usually faster. Okay, so let's click on this torrent. In Windows, you should have the option. When you click it, it should open a program that starts the real download. And you see here that indeed on my PC, it is looking for peers, for servers from which we can download. And you should get the same result if you click over it in Windows. Can you please confirm? Okay, let me just check. I would like to see what is going on. Let's see. Let's see, because we cannot find in Windows the application for torrent download. So let me open a new Google torrent download Windows. Okay, download. Okay, so we need to download an application which is free, but instead of downloading the application, let's do like that. Let's click over a mirror. Let's select mirror download. You can get, for instance, Germany. And then let me see, here it is. You can get Xubuntu, this link here, 24 of the first link, I mean, with a size of 4 gigas. Okay, standard download, and it's an ISO file. Can you find it? Okay, sorry, 4G, yeah. Let's click on it, and of course it will take some time to download. Yes. Let me cancel the torrent download. But still, if you download it here, it shouldn't take so much. Let me see the progress.
Using the second one, minimal?
You can take also the minimal. It takes less time, especially if you have if you don't have a fast connection. Select minimal.
Because that I don't have tolerance, it cannot be installed.
Yeah. Okay. So select minimal and select minimal. And the minimal, what is the difference? Is 2.6 gigas. In our case, it is quite quick because okay, we need 3 minutes more, but it is moving.
For me, I'm not able to download. It is like in a way of like a file.
And you cannot download it because it's very slow, or what is the problem?
It is in the form of a file, not okay. I got it. Thank you.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And while we wait for the download to be completed, let me just show you another thing. 1 second. Because I need to here. This is on my website, the web page that I am making available, and it's still not visible to you. Sorry, because I forgot to publish it. And let me just publish it now, so it becomes available for you. And I need to link it. So first of all, published, save. And let me just go back to our 204. Let me just go here, lecture notes for the lab. Okay, and let me put a link here in the links of the lectures. So operating system and virtual machines. Okay. Let me put a link here. Node 254. Insert. Let's see if it works now. Save. So this is the page of the lab, operating system and virtual machines. Yeah, now it's available to you. Okay, and here there are some introductory slides. Oops, let's see why the link is broken. You have to be patient because coding introduction. It should work, but there is introduction to Linux. Give me 1 second. I check why the file is not accessible. Size, default files, coding, introduction. Yes, I have to change the permission. Let me see if I can change the permissions here. Permissions can be modify, group can only view, others can only view. Okay, let me see. It seems like I could not change permissions. Okay, 1 second. You have to be patient, but you know, I just started writing this code. Can only view, yes, and now it should work. Let's see. Yeah, but probably I have also, no, this is okay. Let's see. Okay, overwrite. Let's see. Introductory slides on Linux, very good. Okay, they need to be rotated, so give me a second. I need to download it. Save, okay. In order to read them, these slides, you need to rotate them. And so let me see, downloads, open with Ocular, good. and then let me rotate it. Orientation, rotate right. Okay. This is the slide that you can now download, which report what is Linux with a brief of history of the system and things that basically I already said. It's interesting to note that some notes here. The most common operating system used by, okay, this is Boston University researchers when working on a server or computer cluster. And here there is explanation that gives more details with respect to what I said in the morning. And it is Linux was born as a clone of Unix. Unix was a proprietary operating system that was created by, I think, IBM in order to run very computationally demanding calculations, which Unix was an operating system without user interface. So everything has to be programmed by the keyboard. And it was this guy, Linus Torvalds, that created a team to create a clone of the Unix operating system, which was open access. And Linux is multitasking, multi-user, like Windows, actually, today, because once Windows was not multi-user, was conceived for one user at a time. Linux was born to allow the connection by many users. And here you see some references, so which give to you more tutorials. Here, the explanation of the virtual machine, virtual software. And here there is an explanation of the different distributions. I only mentioned Ubuntu. You see here some other distributions. The differences are in the level of user friendliness and the level of efficiency. But basically, with Ubuntu, you can do everything. So this is why it is so used. There is an alternative to Linux, which is Knoppix. What is Knoppix? Knoppix is like a demo for Linux, and it's basically a very light version of Linux, can run over a USB stick. So here there is mention to a CD somewhere, but actually you can download Knoppix on a USB stick and then you run it on the USB. Actually, there is also the possibility nowadays to run the full Linux system over a USB if you want. You install it on a USB and then you start the computer with the USB plugged in and the computer starts with the Linux operating system. You know that when you start up your computer, it looks for the USB first. And if there is no USB, it goes to the operating system of the machine, which is Windows in your case. But if you plug in a USB with Linux, it can start with Linux. So it's a kind of dual booting that is made over a USB. What is the problem of a USB? The problem is the size, the storage. It's true that today we have USB sticks of like 200 gigas. So, I mean, this is a possibility. So Knoppix is not used anymore, but it's still available. If you look in Google for Knoppix, you find it. It's very light. You can put it in a USB and you can use it. Okay, and here is some history, and you see Unix was born in the 70s of the past century, and then there is the timeline towards Linux. And here you see the timeline of Windows, and Windows was created later. So it was created for personal computer. Unix was created for huge workstations. It's a different, let's say, different genes, okay? But at the end of the story, nowadays they can both run over a PC and they are very similar. And here there is some historical considerations. It's not really it's not really important. This information are given to you in case you want to increase your knowledge of the system. And then there is an explanation of how the operating system works. Here you can see a full list of the distribution. You see how many they are. And they are all open with the only exception of Red Hat. Red Hat is a commercial version, okay? And so these slides are useful because I'm not really following them, but are useful if you want to get some guidance. They list all the commands that you need, etc. Okay. Now let's see if the download is concluded. I hope so. So if it is finished, in my case, let me see. Yes, in my case, it's finished, and the file is here. Let me just change the name, because given that I have several of them, because I started also the torrent download, let me clean my my directory, otherwise I make confusion. Waste bin and waste bin. Okay, good. Now I have only one ISO file, and I can go back to VirtualBox. Okay, VirtualBox is here. So ISO image not selected. Let me select my file. Okay, and I select other. Oh no, there is one here. Here it is. And of course, my path. Path is you know, the route that you follow across directories. You know that your hard disk, whatever operating system you use, is divided in directories. And typically, your download in Windows goes in the download directory. And therefore, in the window, in the selection window of the ISO file, you have to select directory, and you find it there. Did you get it? In the right place? So here in ISO image, could you select the file? And if you selected the correct file, look at the note that you find here in the bottom. Detected operating system type, Ubuntu 64-bit. Remember, Xubuntu is a version of Ubuntu. This operating system type can be installed unattendedly. So you don't need to select this, let me see, skip unattended installation. No, you don't need to skip it. So you don't need to select this checkbox, okay? The install will start after this wizard is closed. Can I check, did you get here? 3 minutes yet, okay? And what about you remotely?
Not yet.
Because the download is not finished, correct?
No, my download is already finished, but I didn't get from that, only others from the option.
Okay, so in VirtualBox, can you select the downloaded file?
Yeah, from there I didn't get that one because I already downloaded, but from the VirtualBox from iOS image, it's only
Okay.
others, only show me here, only other, not the file, the Ubuntu.
But if you click here on the right, okay,
Where?
you should find like something like other.
Yes, other.
Okay, and then you go to downloads.
Okay.
And you should find the file there.
Okay, see, I will try that. Okay. Other. Download. Yeah, the file is there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
put
then,
that one. Yeah, yeah.
okay, you can click on next.
Okay, next.
Let me just check what happens if I go to next. Sorry. Can't overwrite machine folder. What is the problem? Okay, just 1 second, because given that this is my second installation, I have a problem here. Just Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, let me check. Folder. Okay, okay. Okay. I need to remove this. Delete all. Okay, let me try again. Next. Very good. Now, you still have some time, correct? Okay. Now, instead, if you succeeded, you should get a window like the one that I'm getting that asks you a username. I put my name, Alberto, and don't use capital letters. Remember that Linux is case sensitive, also in the file names, while Windows it is not. So
Yeah.
I suggest not to use capital letters, and then a password I put here like password and the password. Okay, next. Guest addition. Just click also on guest additions here. Ah, no, there is no, okay, don't click on it. Next. And then I wait for you to get here, okay?
Yeah, but here for me it shows me raid on the hostess name. Host name.
Host name, just 1 second. Host name. You should, did you put Linux try
Yeah,
previously?
like you did, yeah.
Okay, so in host name, put again Linux try.
It has to be capital letter, the first one.
Yes, okay, that's fine. Up to you. For the domain name, you can keep the default.
Let's try.
I also suggest that you click on install in background and let's see what happens.
Once I have to put password.
Yeah, you put a password, whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay, let's try to avoid installing background. Let's forget about it.
For me, it shows me the file that I already get from the download.
Okay, okay.
Can I add that one or I don't know?
Sorry, you are okay? You are
Uh,
here. Okay, just 1 second. I check on my Windows machine. And you should probably using units or let's you know, the space, something longer space. And don't is check. Okay. Thanks. Okay. And this is why we have one else. And we should get the results. Okay, that's very key. Okay. Are you fine remotely?
Yes, I completed till now.
Okay. So next, this is an important section because you have to decide the resources to allocate to the virtual machine. So for the base memory, I suggest that you put at least some 4 gigas. So I would say 4,000 megabytes. This is the random access memory, RAM, which the virtual machine will use and will not be anymore available for the host machine, or it's available for the host machine only when the virtual machine is not running. So I would suggest that you put there about 1/3, 1/4 of your overall memory. So you see the overall amount of memory here, in my case, is 16,000 megabytes. So I put 1/4, I allocate 1/4 for the virtual machine. Now, number of processors. I have 24 processors. Let's put 4 of them available for the virtual machine. If I click on next, I get a question about the virtual hard disk, the extension of the virtual hard disk. My suggestion, if you have enough free space on your host machine, put something like 20 gigas here. Something like that, okay? Yeah? 8,000, put like 2,000, 2,000.
One back, maybe.
Don't select pre-allocate full size, okay? By the way, here you see you have the option of using an existing virtual hard disk file, an existing one, because if you have previously created another virtual machine, you could upload it. So virtual machines can be moved from one computer to another, which is good. Okay, next. You see that there is a summary here, and then you can click on finish. It is creating the machine. I would say here, if you get to this screen, let me increase it. I would say that you select Xubuntu Safe Graphics. Don't worry, if you select a try or install, we can change our mind later, but I would suggest to select Xubuntu Safe Graphics. I need to make the selection because if I wait, then it becomes automatic, the choice. And then let's wait because it is installing the virtual machine. You see Xubuntu 2404, so it is installing the operating system. It takes some time. This is normal. It shouldn't take really a lot, but it may take some time. Let's wait. If it is too slow, then I move forward with other instruction, but I think it shouldn't take so long. Let's see. One error, let me see why. One second, okay. In my case, as you see, it's already there. But I think it's already there, but still it's not the final installation. I explained to you. This is a trial, and it's not really a final installation. It's already working, because if you click on the icon up here, you see that there are the application. For instance, there is the web browser, and the web browser is it takes some time to start because it's not the final installation. Let's wait. It's still okay, and you see that I have already a browser running, but it's not finished yet. One second, we're trying to make it right. We also see on the recording here. And don't be afraid, because when you start learning a new operating system, it's always a little bit tricky to start. So don't worry. So it's still working, but okay, let's see. Because basically it says that your writing items is not small. It means that the visualization takes some problems, but it's not correct. So that's the way to be, because it's still working. See, so that's the way. And in case it doesn't work, we try another solution. Let's see if problem is solved. We need this to be clear or the utility process. No, so for instance, the only thing is that we need to find a solution that solves the problem, because the problem is if it doesn't work, but we would. Okay, Okay, but I'm not sure if it is because the only thing that is saying one second. So WGFX is not supported, says, is not supported by the hypervisor. This is the error message that you get. Let me see. By the way, I am working on, sorry, I am working on the virtual machine. So you see that it's already working. A supported hypervisor. Okay, this is okay in settings. So the solution to this, to your problem, seems to be, just one second, because it's you know, it's the first time that this browser is run. So cookie policy, let me check it. Okay, good, accept. Okay, let me see. Okay, I fixed this by designing the VirtualBox guest additions. Okay, uninstalling. You didn't install any guest addition, yeah, so let me see. Okay, so settings, screen. But this is under, okay, settings, screen. Okay, let's check. Give me 1 second, we are trying to solve it. Okay, we solved it. Do you have any question remotely? Could you get to this window here that you can see on my, sorry?
Yes, but after that it is showing error.
Okay, very good. Now, first of all, you can switch to full screen. And if you click on the view in VirtualBox, full screen mode, and if you click on full screen mode, what it says is the virtual machine window will be now switched to full screen. You can go back to the window of the mode by pressing Host F. And then it tells you what is your host key. In my case, it's right control. In your case, I don't know, okay? And so if you click on switch, you get it in full screen. You can remove here. Actually, it's not really full screen, and because in my case, it remains a little bit small, but let's forget about it for now, okay? Let's forget about it because I think the solution is somewhere. No, let me see. Switch. Okay, let's forget about it. And maybe that you get it larger, I'm not sure. But let's forget about it now. This is a minor problem, okay? And of course, we have to find a way to put it full screen, a real full screen. But for now, it's a minor problem. Let me see if I can go in desktop setting. No, it's not here. I think there must be a key somewhere in order to. Anyway, let's forget about it. What instead I want to tell you, this is not a full installation, it's a trial. And I don't understand why I got a trial, because I asked for the full installation, but still it gives to me the trial. In order to get the full installation, so this is a kind of a trial, which means that it is something that you can install on the PC to see if it works and if you like it. And it was very quick, the installation, because it's a trial, it's not a full installation, but we need a full installation if you want to work with it. So in order to get the full installation, you see that there is here a button, click, install Ubuntu. And it says, install the system permanently to your hard disk, which is fine because our hard disk is the virtual hard disk. This is what we want. So let's click on it, double click, and see what happens. Okay, choose your language. Let's choose English. Next. Keyboard layout, and in my case, I have to choose Italian. Okay. And let me see, select your keyboard variant, Italian, very good. Okay. Next. Connect to the internet, I would say use wired connection. Let's see if it works. Because I don't know why, I think it is wired connection. Interactive installation, automated. Just let me see. I think we need the interactive installation. Okay, and what apps would you like to install? So we can select between the desktop or the minimal. Let's get, I'm not sure if you downloaded only the minimal. Maybe you have only the minimal. Let's take only the minimal, okay? And then we can upgrade later, okay? Next. And recommended proprietary software. Yeah, yes. Next. And the second one, you can skip it.
Is it working Wi-Fi connection?
Sorry?
Is it working Wi-Fi? Is it working Wi-Fi connection with Wi-Fi connection?
Is it working in your case, Wi-Fi connection?
In Windows, yes, of course, but
Yeah.
in this one,
In
it
this
shows
one,
it shows
yeah.
something in the
Let me check. I'm going back.
Yeah, I think here, no Wi-Fi device detected.
Okay, that's fine. Use wired connection because I am also connected with the Wi-Fi, but probably it doesn't, given that it's a virtual machine, it looks like a wired connection because it is a connection between the virtual machine and the host machine. So you can use wired, just select wired, okay?
But there it shows no Wi-Fi device detected.
Yes, but you don't have to select it. I mean, the Wi-Fi is not detected yet because let's use the wired connection, okay? Don't worry. And let's see if it works. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay. So next, interactive, minimal. Okay. Erase disk and install Ubuntu, yes. Your name, Alberto. And I just put Alberto. Your username, Alberto. Password, I use password. And then confirm password. Require my password to log in, yes, next. And the time zone, next. And then we are ready. Are you there? Oops. It's heavy, okay. Let me try to click on install and let's see what happens. You see that now it's installing. Of course, if you have an old PC, it is slower. Now, in any case, it takes some time. In my case, it may take some 5 minutes. And in your case, it takes more, okay? And at the end of the story, in any case, you should get it, okay? The question will be, of course, especially if the machine is very old, maybe that it becomes also slow, very slow in making the other normal operations. But it shouldn't be much slower than the Windows. So I mean, if you work in Excel under Linux, should be more or less the same speed of Excel under Windows. But in the installation, it may take long. In your case, it may take a long time. By the way, you can continue working with your machine, Windows machine, while it is installing. Okay, of course, it is taking some resources, but you can continue working. Okay. Now, at the end of the story, you will get the system installed with a minimal set, because we choose the minimal installation, a minimal set of software. So the first thing that we will have to learn is how to get a list of the software, and the list of the applications. It is found by clicking on the icon in the upper left. You see, I clicked there. I hope that when the installation is finished, we get it full screen. We will see, okay? But in any case, you will get that icon with web browser, mail reader, file manager, and you have LibreOffice Writer, LibreOffice Calc, which is LibreOffice Writer is a clone of Word for Windows, and Calc is a clone of Excel. I say a clone, but they are a bit different. And then there is the Application Center. The Application Center is where you can find free software. Remember that under Linux, there is a lot of free software, and it is completely free. So it's not freeware only for a limited time period. It's completely free. And you can find the list in the Application Center of all the software that you need, okay? And there is the terminal emulator. So what is the terminal emulator? Let me click over it. Okay, you see that you get something where you can write commands. Okay, so if I write with the keyboard, it is something where you can write commands. And the commands allow you to have a direct interaction with the machine, which is not mediated by applications. Like if we want to get a list of the files that are there, I don't need to open File Manager. I can go in the terminal. Let me magnify it, and let me use a font that is larger. Terminal appearance, and the font is, what is the font here? Font size. Let's use a font size of 20, select, okay. Now you see that I am opening windows and closing windows in the same way as under Windows. And for instance, if I want to get the list of the files, the command is ls. And you see there is a list, okay? If I want the list in a column, ls stands for list. ls minus L gives you a list in column with other information, okay? And then there is the desktop. So I can move into the desktop. And with the keyboard, I have to do CD, which means change directory, desktop. And with the tab, I can complete the name of the directory. And then here I can find, again, ls minus L. And you see that there is nothing there. Or let me see. Yeah, nothing is there. And let me see the installation, how it goes. It's still working. Of course, working with the terminal, as you perceived, requires a knowledge, a preliminary knowledge of the commands. So if I didn't know that the list of the files can be obtained with the command ls, of course, I can't use it. And this is an indicator of user friendliness. When it is required a prior knowledge to interact with the computer, it means that user friendliness is lower, okay? And of course, in this case, you have also the opportunity to open a file manager. Let me see if it's already here. Probably, yes, file manager. You see, I could have chosen this one. And here I get the file manager, which is similar to what I can find in Windows. Still, there are different directories, but I have a desktop, okay? And I can work over the computer, and there is a CD-ROM. The CD-ROM is the ISO file, and there is a file system, which is different from the file system of Windows, because there are different names, but the concepts are the same. You have a desktop where you can put your own files. For instance, if I want to open an Excel, which is not Excel, it's LibreOffice calculator, but it is very similar. Let it open it. Okay, you see, it's like Excel. Unfortunately, it's not compatible, but it's like Excel. So here I can write equal to plus 2. I get 4, like Excel, and I can save it. File, save, and I can save it in the desktop, for instance. Let's give the name untitled one, like here, save. And then I can close LibreOffice. And then if I go to my file manager, you see that I find the file. It's very similar. So, I mean, I can use an application, or I can switch to the terminal, Alt plus Tab. Now I am in the desktop. If I type ls, you see that now I have my calculator file. It is very similar. And of course, we need to learn the differences. And my recommendation, in order to speed the process up, we have to take advantage of the availability of the terminal. The terminal is something that in principle is not in Windows. It is there actually, but nobody uses it because it's not convenient. In Linux, the terminal is very convenient because by working with the keyboard, you can speed the process up a lot. And some softwares, especially the most interesting ones, can only be installed through the terminal. So this is why I think it is required and interesting that we make an effort to learn these commands. And in order to learn these commands, my suggestion is to look at, let me go out of the virtual machine, host key plus F. You go to the slides that I made available, just 1 second. And in these slides, there is a long list of commands, okay? These slides shouldn't be so difficult to learn if you move forward. And these are not slides prepared by me. I just browsed on the web something that was easy. And if you move forward, you see a list of commands. Okay. And I would like to go through these slides with you in the next lectures. I will make a mix between practical exercises, so like today, and making progresses in Linux. And it would be very helpful if you tried to, in a way, to make yourself some experiments, because it helps you a lot. And you will see that it's not really difficult. The most difficult thing is to get it installed. Okay, once that you have the virtual machine with the operating system that is working, the rest of the part, if you learned Windows, you can learn also Linux. Let me check the virtual machine to see what happens here. Okay, you see, in my case, it finished. Xubuntu is installed and ready to use, but we have to restart. Let's try to restart. See what happens. The system will reboot now. Perfect. Now it is rebooting. Let's see. Okay, Alberto, I need the password. And voila, let me try to go full screen. Switch. It's still small. I have to understand why, okay? And I think it is just a matter of some settings. But now it's okay. Let me look at the applications. And actually, I don't have here LibreOffice anymore. Okay, so we will need to install it. And there is also not the application center. It's not here because we choose the minimal installation. Okay, let me just show you. LibreOffice is missing. Let's open a terminal. And let's close this lecture today in these 10 minutes by installing LibreOffice here. I'm not sure you can follow me. For sure, the student who is here in the room cannot because the operating system is still installing. Is it still working, correct? Okay, let me see. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so let me just make an attempt to see if I can find the way settings. If I can find the way to put it full screen. Let me see. What I'm doing here, you see, if I put the mouse in the bottom of my screen, I get a menu which is allows me to work with the machine in full screen without switching back to the window of the version. And I just want to see view full screen mode. This is now went back, and let me see machine settings. Host plus S. So display, screen, video memory, scale factor. Let's see. Let's try to increase the scale factor. Not sure if this is the solution. I'm just trying to, yeah, it is. It is the solution. So it's the scale factors. Now, let me pass to full screen and full screen mode, switch. Okay, you see that now it's a little bit better. I have to still increase the scale factor, okay? But let me see if I can do it from here. View, scale mode, auto resize guest display. Let's see. No, this doesn't work. Machine settings. No, sorry. View, scale mode. Switch. So let me just try to adjust the scale factor again from here. Sorry, Control F, switch. Okay. Okay, anyway, I need to adjust it, but we understood how it has to be done. How to install LibreOffice, that is missing. Okay, the command is apt get install LibreOffice. But it doesn't work if I try to use it, because it says permission denied. And if you continue reading, unable to acquire the front-end lock, are you root? So what does this mean, this question? Indeed, I was not root, because in Linux, you can make a difference, like in Windows, between an administrator and a user. The user cannot install files. You need to become an administrator. And it is easy to do that. just I go back to the previous command that I gave, the installation. How did I get it? Arrow up. Arrow up, I can browse the history. And I have to start the command with sudo, which means super user and do, I don't know. And then I press enter and it asks me the password. I put the password. And then you see that it says, after this operation, I will occupy a giga of additional disk space. Do you want to continue? Yes. It is downloading LibreOffice and installing it. Very simple. And I don't need to do anything, just wait for the installation to be completed. And in the same way, I can install the application center. I can install everything just by typing sudo, sudo, apt dash get install name of the package. Of course, I need to know the name of the package, but you can Google it. Let's wait. And we have 2 weeks before we meet again, because next week, probably because of degrees, there is no lecturing. Try to make some experiments. It would be really great if in 2 weeks from now, when we meet again, you have the virtual machine installed and we can start using Linux, because this is the most difficult step. And unfortunately, it takes some time. So if we do it during the lectures, it is taking a lot of our lecture time, and we don't have so long lecture time. So if we could manage, for instance, in this case, you can start it during the night, you know, if it doesn't complete the installation in a reasonable time during the night, just close all the other applications, only run VirtualBox, and start it during the night. Now you see that the installation is completed, so I can close with the exit the terminal. And then if I click on the list of the applications, I should find it. Let's see, all applications. Yeah, here there are many more, okay? And here you see that there is LibreOffice. And here you see there are a lot of applications, a lot, not really a lot. There are some applications. And you can explore them. Just make your own exploration. And try also, maybe also by looking at the video, to see what I'm doing, because you learn, I mean, this is a kind of learning by doing, which I like a lot because it is efficient. You know, if you take a manual of Linux and you start reading it, and then you have to try and then read and then try, it takes a long time. If you see me that I am and try to repeat what I'm doing, it's much efficient, it's much more efficient. So try to see what I'm doing and try to get here. Okay, this is, and at the same time, you can, let me go out from the window of application, you can look at the slides. And here there is a lot of information as well. They are not really well organized because I put together, I made a college, a kind of composition, integration of several sources of information. And but I mean, it is very useful to get a first introduction, okay? And try also to get a kind of interested in doing that, because this is the key. If you earn a kind of passion, then it gives you a lot of fuel. And once again, I tell you, it may look difficult at the beginning, but it will give you a skill that will be much appreciated. I have no doubt on that. Okay. Let me see. One thing, given that I have a couple of minutes, let's suppose that you finished your installation like I did. Now we have to close it, of course. So let's go on the list of application. You see that there is here this red arrow. there is the screen lock, the red arrow, and then you get log out, restart, shut down, and then you should get back to the VirtualBox screen, and the virtual machine is closed. You see that I have another virtual machine with Windows. It was Windows 7. I show you the power of VirtualBox and virtual machine. You see, when I need Windows, I go here, and I get my Windows machine. It's Windows 7 because I didn't update it. And the nice thing is that these virtual machines, you can get the file of the hard disk, you copy it on another PC, and you get the same virtual machine. It's really great. And here you see that I have my Word, my everything, and if I shut it down, then I can start the Linux machine. And it's a nice opportunity, and it's completely free. Okay, at this stage I can close my VirtualBox, and I am done. Can I ask you, did you complete your installation remotely?
No, I am not able to like.
What is the problem?
After the error, I am not able to do this next step.
Okay, so if you want, you can send me an email, and you can take, if you get some error messages or some problems, you can send me a screenshot, okay, or a picture. You take a photograph with your phone, and then you send it to me by email. And because, as I said, it would be great if we could get in 2 weeks from now to your virtual machine installed. This would be really a big step forward.
Okay, I will try again, and then if it will occur error, I will send you the email.
Yeah, we can also, I mean, fix an appointment virtually, besides the lectures. And if you share the screen, I can guide you. But let's try with by email first, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Okay.
In my
yeah.
For me, to install again the Ubuntu, you know, because this one is, as you told us, it's not the real one. So to do that, I can't install easily. I don't know. I make like right click 2 times. You told me 2 times right click there, yeah. Then it shows me copy files, the joining the community and the copying files. It shows me only that. It takes like several minutes, I think 10 minutes. More than?
Yeah, okay. I mean, it is in progress. It's like the other student who is here. It is in progress in the installation. And if you stop it, probably you have to start it from scratch again. But
it has to show me like installing the file, and I didn't even put the password, the name. You did, you know, in order to install again that, but I didn't put that. I make only right click and like execute it. From the right click, I click execute it, you know, execute. So it shows me only this one.
Okay, let's try to let it continue the job. And if it doesn't end up with success, please write an email. We can also meet in Bologna, but let's first try by email because I'm not sure when I am available. I am sure that if we meet in person, we solve the problem. Okay. Yeah, let's keep me informed, okay? Given that you are few students only, I am willing to attend you in person. Good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And remember, next week we don't have lectures, and so we will see each other in 2 weeks, but contact me if you have any need. Thank you very much.
Grazie. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.